Morning Date. Welcome to another edition of Morning Date, a segment where I get to sit and chat with outstanding figures from all fields and all walks of life, and today, no exception at all. She's no stranger to the EBS family of teachers, and she's one of the favorites, as a matter of fact. She's here for Morning Date, and she is Kristen Cho. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
It's almost like you just finished a show, and then you come on this show.
More of Kristen.
Yeah, exactly. Where's Brian?
Where's Brian? Thank you. Wow, this is so strange because I've never been in this position where I'm actually the guest. This is wild.
Yeah, right. Well, we're going to chat a lot in just a sec, but we're going to start things off with a quiz question. Here it is.
Again? Already?
Do you want to do it?
No.
Okay, I'll do it.
Go ahead.
Kristen Cho is a renowned teacher who hosts which show these days? Is it number 1, Power Rangers, number 2, Power English, or number 3, Power Girls? Once again, Kristen Cho is a renowned teacher who hosts which show these days? Is it number 1, Power Rangers? That would be cool. Number 2, Power English, or number 3, Power Girls? If you know the answer, put it on our Bundy board, use Kakao Talk, or text in on your cell phone, pounder sharp 1045 for 50 or 101, depending on the length of your text. We are giving away to one person a premium popcorn set, and to one person a mini chechunge.
Steve.
Yeah.
Now, before we begin, I have to give you a little gift.
Did you bring gifts today?
Of course. Actually, I'm sorry. I didn't bring these gifts.
Okay.
We have, and I have to do a little shout out to our crazy group of listeners who actually came all the way from Pangyo.
Are they here?
No, she left, and she brought these wonderful cupcakes from this wonderful bakery, and they're famous for their red velvet. And you know what? They did some research, and they found out that you love red velvet.
That's my favorite, yeah.
So here you go.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
What is the girl's name?
Hyunjung.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
Hyunjung.
And we've got, of course, a list of other crazy listeners who participated in this surprise event. I know, isn't that crazy?
That's very kind of you. Thank you. My favorite one.
I know.
You have some messages already.
Really?
Of course you do. What am I saying? Shinji Youngnim, can you read this one for me, please?
Okay, in Korean. Okay, 파워 잉글리시 왕팬이에요. 하동 홍보대사 되신 거 완전 진짜 엄청 축하드려요, Kristen, Brian. 쌤 안 계시는 파워 잉글리시는 상상도 안 됩니다. 두 분 forever.
Yeah, right.
Hi, 신정.
We should have Brian here this morning, too. That would have been fun.
I know it.
9308 Nin says, Kristen Sam, fighting. Kim Yunanim says, what a great present. The Hadong ambassador, Kristen Cho 선생님, is here at Morning Special as a special guest. Hadong ambassador?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Yeah. Well, shall we get started?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, this is the reason why I'm here.
Well, let's talk about it.
All right. So it all started out with one of our diehard fans. She listens to Miss Chae Eun-suk. She works for the Hadong County. And so she's been there for about over 25 years, and she listens to EBS all the time, and this is how she's improved with her English. So basically, I got in contact with her through Instagram, and she said, and of course, I'm always talking about Hadong because I moved actually down to Hadong 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And
that's way down south, right?
And for those of you who've never heard of Hadong, it's Gyeongsangnam-do Hadong. It is basically right in the middle of Korea at the very bottom. That's Hadong. And so we have the Chirisan, we have the Seomjingang, and it's very close to Namhae.
Yeosu area.
Yeosu is about an hour and a half away from us. Yeah. So it's still Gyeongsangnam-do, whereas Yeosu is Jeollanam-do.
Got it.
Right. Okay. So basically, because I've been constantly talking about Hadong over the air on Power English, she contacted me and she said, "Thank you so much." And I've told my mayor about you.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I said, really? I'm so honored. She says, oh, yeah, I bragged about you. I showed off. And I told him that you're always promoting Hadong and we thank you very much. I said, it's an honor, but, really, it just comes naturally because the place is just so beautiful. And so she said, my mayor would like to meet you.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so basically the mayor is like the president, right?
Yeah.
In that area.
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
So I said, really? Okay, I would be honored. And so And one thing, Steve, last year, as a joke to Brian, I said, you know what? I talk about Hadong so much that I should become like a goodwill ambassador, like an honorary ambassador. He said, yeah. So that passed. And then what actually happened was that I actually became one.
Goodness.
I know. And so they asked me to teach a class every week, once a week, starting in March. But also at the same time, he awarded me this plaque. And he gave me this title.
So cool. That is so cool.
It is so, so I think in life, you just never know what is going to happen.
You are so absolutely correct. And you are not the only ambassador of the Hadong area. When we come back from this song break, we're going to talk about some of the other celebrities that are involved as well. There are some pretty big names. First, though, here's Adele, Someone Like You. Chatting with Kristen Cho for today's morning date, and we're talking about the fact that Kristen is an honorary ambassador of Hadong County, but not the only one. There are some big names. Lee Yong-sik, famous comedian, right? Byun Min, the actor. Lee Wi-soo, who is a singer, right? A novelist, excuse me. Shin Yu, the singer. So, I mean, there's a group of massive celebrities, plus Kristen Cho, the radio announcer.
Holy cow. I mean, who knew? Like, I didn't even know these were ambassadors. So I'm like on the same rank. This is so crazy.
It's cool.
And it's so funny because I don't really... this is a title for me. I don't really know what it quite entails, but the people around me in the area are just going wild over this.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you next. So what does it mean? Does it mean staff meetings, or does it mean you have to be here to represent the county at certain times at festivals or things like this, or you're still working that out?
I'm still working it out. We have a green tea festival coming up.
That's cool.
That's really cool. Who doesn't like green tea in May? So I'm assuming that I'll be there. I don't think there's a strict guideline as to what you do, but I think what I do is I always talk about Hadong and promote our green tea and just the nature and all around us.
Well, please do, because I'm not familiar with the area, and maybe some of our listeners are not familiar as well. So a trip down to Hadong, what would that entail? What would we see, and what should we do?
Okay, so first of all, we have the mountain, we have the second longest river in Korea, Seomjingang, and we have the South Sea. And so basically the three elements come together for just like a magnificent landscape. And so we have Sangesa, which is a very historical, very old temple. And we have Chechampandek, which is actually from Toji. I don't know. You probably have not heard, but a lot of our listeners know.
Okay.
Yeah. So the famous novelist wrote about that.
Okay.
And so that's why it became more popular. Then we have Cheongakdong, and we have the Samseonggung. There's like a castle there. But there's also a community of people, and I'm not quite sure the name actually, but of who live. This reminds me, in Pennsylvania, they have the Quakers. Right, who don't use electricity and who just, do the very old way of living.
Yeah.
We have a group of people who live like that, who are adorned in traditional, like white and long beards and hat.
Is that right?
Yes, it's really. And so I see them at the local supermarkets. They come down to do their grocery shopping, and you know exactly who they are. They live in Cheongakdong.
That's cool. We're watching a promotional video for the Hadong County on Point and Radio right now. That's so cool. What brought the move down to that part of the country in the first place?
Well, first of all, my father-in-law is hometown.
I see.
This is his place, his hunting ground. And so we actually have it's a family-owned business. We have a small golf course down there.
That's great.
Yeah. And so, of course, my husband is the eldest, and my father is moving along in his years. And so 3 years ago, we moved down there. We decided to just up and move. And so my son is attending the local school, and there are a total of 5 students in his class.
How old's your son now, by the way?
He's now going on to 5th grade.
Goodness
I
me.
know.
Do you know, I remember you and I did the Saturday edition of Morning Special before, many, many years. Do you remember that?
Oh my, I don't even remember. But I do, Steve, remember when your very first recording here at EBS, we did an insert recording.
Yeah?
You were a newbie at EBS, and it was just... I thought,
Was I
wow.
terrible?
Oh, you were good. You were trying.
I was trying.
You were trying.
Oh, that's a backhanded compliment, everybody. It's great, though, isn't it? I mean, you know, it's not, I'm not saying Seoul is not a great city, because it is, and it's a great place to live. But Seoulites, and myself included, and maybe you too,
Yeah.
before we moved, we forget that there's so much more to Korea than just the capital.
Absolutely. Wholeheartedly agree. And I think that if there's any bit of chance of you leaving, if you can leave the city, I think you should.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's so many more opportunities actually outside of Seoul. There's just, because there aren't many people and a lot of resources. So for someone with maybe your ability or capability can really do well in kind of the local areas.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's a lot to see and a lot to do in the country, that's for sure.
Yes.
Well, we are already out of time. That flew by. Can we have the answer to the quiz question? Kristen, I'll ask you to give it. I'll give the question once again. Kristen Cho is a renowned teacher who hosts which program these days? Is it number 1, Power Rangers, number 2, Power English, number 3, Power Girls?
What could it be? Power English?
With Brian Ray, of course, the oh-so-popular program. Number 2 is the answer. We have 2 winners, 1 premium popcorn set going to Park Yong-guk-nim, congratulations, and 1 mini Chaechunge to give away to Jong Ji-won-nim from Kakao Talk. Congratulations to you both. Kristen, thank you so much for being on Morning Special today. Congratulations on being the honorary ambassador of Hadong County, and if I ever find myself down that way, I will give you a call.
You need to come down and come for a visit.
Absolutely. I would love that.
All right.
Tune into Power English, everybody. You know what time it is, but I'll remind you, 7:40 to 8 a.m. Monday through Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Kristen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's it for today's Morning Date.
Bye.